Somewhere on this planet right now, someone is falling in love with a face they've never seen before, and within about 1/10 of a second, their brain has already begun forming a first impression, faster than they could think, faster than they could reason, faster than they could even blink. Here's the first thing that should unsettle you. Within moments of seeing a face, brain regions involved in reward and social evaluation become active. Before you're even consciously aware, you've formed a first impression. Your brain isn't simply admiring a face, it's evaluating it, the same way it evaluates anything that might matter for survival. So, what is it actually measuring? For decades, scientists believed the answer was symmetry, a face where the left side mirrors the right, and there's truth to that. Across cultures, symmetrical faces are consistently rated as more attractive. But here's the part almost nobody expects. Perfect symmetry isn't actually the most beautiful thing a face can have. It's average. In the 1990s, researchers digitally blended dozens of faces into a single composite. Logic says that face should look bland, a face built from leftovers. Instead, people consistently rated the composite as more attractive than most of the individual faces used to create it. Wait, a face made of no one in particular, beating the faces of real, specific people? Because average isn't boring to your brain, it's evidence. An averaged face smooths out unusual features and developmental irregularities, making it appear healthier and more familiar. Your brain isn't chasing beauty. It's responding to subtle cues that have often been linked with health and stability throughout human evolution. But the strangest part is that most of this happens without your permission. You don't consciously calculate facial proportions. You don't measure the distance between someone's eyes. You don't compare the shape of their jaw. Yet your brain quietly does all of that in the background. It pieces together hundreds of tiny visual signals into a single feeling. That's why you sometimes describe someone as interesting, or say they have a face you just can't stop looking at, even if you can't explain why, by the time your conscious mind starts searching for reasons. The decision has already begun taking shape beneath the surface. What feels like personal taste is often your brain interpreting millions of years of evolutionary shortcuts in a fraction of a second. This instinct is older than language, older than art, older than mirrors. Long before humans had a word for attractive, our ancestors were reading faces to answer one brutal question: is this person healthy enough to survive and strong enough to help me survive too? Now here's a finding that stops most people cold. Scientists tested this idea on the one group that couldn't possibly be influenced by culture, media, or dating apps: newborn infants. Only a few days old, they showed the babies two faces, one that adults consistently rated as attractive, and one they rated as less attractive. The babies spent longer looking at the attractive face, just a few days old, no magazines, no movies, no beauty standards, yet their attention was already drawn toward many of the same facial features adults tend to find attractive. That suggests our sense of beauty may not be entirely learned. But if that's true, why do beauty standards keep changing? Fuller figures were once considered ideal. Pale skin was once a status symbol. Today, entire industries exist to sell the opposite. Here's the twist inside the twist. The core signals barely change. Symmetry, averageness, clear skin. What changes is everything layered on top. Body size, skin tone, fashion style. The foundation is ancient, the trends are cultural and temporary. Now here's the part with real-world consequences. Researchers call it the halo effect, the unconscious tendency to assume that attractive people are also smarter, kinder, or more trustworthy. In controlled studies, attractive people have often been rated as more competent in job interviews, received lighter sentences in mock trials, and been judged as more likable. Even when every other variable was held constant, a face can quietly influence your paycheck, your verdict, your first impression, before a single word is spoken. So the next time a face catches your attention, understand what's really happening. You're not making a simple aesthetic judgment. Your brain is performing a calculation shaped by millions of years of evolution, searching a stranger's face for ancient signals of health, familiarity, and trust. Beauty was never really just about beauty. It was survival, wearing a human face.